somehow I
Let's
feel
go,
like
match point
they
bang ya
might actually
untuk
go with
Indonesia.
that strategy.
1-0 skor sementara.
And can
Kita
oh
tengok
no,
apakah
they
Turki
don't.
mampu
They ended up
menyamakan
actually picking
kedudukan
off
atau
Granger
2-0.
instead. So Granger's gonna
Force in the
Let's go, ini
MLBB
dia. Kali
ecosystem.
ini
okay. If they want to play
bertukar
off
ini ya,
a little
Hyper.
bit slow right now,
Rancer
can give a
diberikan
little bit
kepada
of chance
Turki.
for team Turkey that the
Sementara
fact
yang
that
busanya
they
kepada
can
Tifal.
actually play around for that scaling phase. But at the same time, somehow Nora, they don't for a fact with the Kalea in the hands.
Tuh.
She can actually just mess around just a little bit in the early runs.
I think what we are probably going to see in terms of
Kalau
early game
pick-pickannya
pressure will most
masih
likely
oke sih
come
itu,
out of
Turki.
Yeah.
Because once again, it's the Kalea Farsa combo along with a Lancelot means that their mid trio is actually pretty strong. They can gank side
Masih
lanes, they can
oke.
get pickas. It will be a bit difficult to do so in the goal lane because Shell does have that Purify, but they're still gonna try and put some pressure there.
Minus di
Definitely
gameplay doang.
trying to make sure that they can have the opening wave. They can actually have a way for them to just break off the composition coming off from Team Indonesia itself. But so far right now, I do feel like Team Indonesia kind of can read the strategy that is done by Turkey as well. So they are playing it a little bit safe as well. The movement coming off from CD, but here, Nora again with the wave breaker every single time.
I really like Vivian's positioning there, putting herself in the bush because they know that if this Kalea Farsa moves around without being scouted, it spells disaster for any of their
pertama,
side lanes, even going to see the
Vivian
entire
sudah
mid trio around the turtle.
I like the fact that they keep on opening
jaga di
the
situ.
whole entire map itself so they can just expose every location of Team Indonesia. But here on out, it's going to be the first turtle and the
Falling
fight is
Star
going to
Moon
begin.
comes in, they get the knock.
Sekarang.
Vivian gonna be forced to use the revitalize. Gatot still very tanky. Here comes the
dibalikin.
blind dives, and they are gonna be the first one to go down. Fumi Echo with the bravest fighter. First blood, the Team Indonesia.
No.
And now we can see
Unohana.
Esmeralda just
Buktinya.
left alone, trying to survive as long as possible.
Oh.
Flicker forward, Cine finishes off Unohana, and they're still not done. Fumi Echo is still trying to disrupt the purple buff and slow down Gujo.
I mean, Unohana was just a little bit too long staying into that positioning to a point that it was easy for Indonesia to just steal her away. The question-wise for Team Turkey, they cannot be too much of the
Mereka
dedication.
sekaratin
playing
apanya
around with Team
Gatotnya, tapi
Indonesia.
Gatotnya punya
Somehow, there's going to be a 2-kill, but at the same time, you're going to go in all out with Miko as well.
Miko has to be very careful
punya
here. Harif is a hero that can full dive
kolam.
a Granger if you position wrongly.
Nah, ini baru
now
bisa.
the Gatot once again, Unohana, Vivian gonna be going down since it is a 4-man dive.
kolamnya nggak ada ya.
That's strike damage.
Red Stark's damage nicely done, opening off with the wave breaker as well. Now, it seems that Guto gonna be actually teased away. Will be
Echo
denied immediately.
not
Yup,
giving up
Guto
on
get
this.
it.
Gujo still secures the turtle, but they lose Nora in exchange. I think that is a trade they're willing to take.
Yep, they definitely know for a fact that it is a sacrifice that is needed, but at least they'll be able to actually maintain the gap between each other with economy-wise as well. But again, it's not too far off for Team Indonesia as well as Turkey. Now, the question is how much more they can actually contain this positioning, because again, yes, Indonesia is playing it slow, but as they scale off, it's not going to be good for Team Turkey.
Indonesia is gonna have very strong late game scaling,
Yeah.
but Turkey is not too far behind as well, right? All of their DPS cores will still have pretty strong late game as well, especially Mieko on this Granger, as long as she doesn't lose too hard to the Harif in lane, and she does have the EXP advantage, so Turkey is
Untuk
still doing a
perbedaan
good
gol
job of making space
1000
for their
doang sih.
core.
Agree, because the fact is we are seeing that Team Turkey is
aman-aman
just
aja.
denying every movement coming off from Team Indonesia. They're allowing that shell, but at the same time, this is going to be a composition steal.
Nggak naik dia
Slam onto the
keding-kedingin.
Gatot. Revitalize comes out, Feather Death Strike this time not gonna be
Sayang
quite
kali
enough
dua
to
ultimate
finish
itu.
off Vivian. So she will survive.
Ooh, what a really good steal away, but then the follow-up was just not enough coming off from Team Turkey. And now Vivian was just going to be backing away, easily surviving that fight. And Unohana, on the other hand, again, kind of extending herself too much, too long. And now
Dikiri
see,
dong.
Oh, the flicker forward from Cine with Darkening. Again, this is why Lunox counters Esme. The damage is just so high.
the damage is just so high to a point that Unohana just caught off guard too many times to a point that the damage cannot be faltered. And now, moving on, they'll be able to clear out every single minion wave. They'll be able to control every single movement of Team Turkey. But here on Akujo with Fumieko.
And it's a 1v1 down here. We can see Kujo starting to do a good amount of damage. I don't think... Oh, hold on. Cine comes in from the side. I don't think Kujo was expecting that one. The
Nice.
Lancelot will go down.
TB-TB ya,
Really
nong
good
tower
news to
itu
get
loh.
Cine out. That's a perfect setup for Indonesia to start working on the turtle.
Great gang up, coming up for 2v1 right there. Turtle might be actually free it off, even with the zone coming up from Nora and Unohana.
Hana tries jumping in, but Vival has the retribution, so it's gonna be an easy turtle for Indonesia.
Alah, miss itu.
Oh, Shadow Kill misses. Vival misses.
Flicker dia apanya, Porsche-nya.
Zendaya gets out. The rest of Turkey A also gonna be
Nice
able to
try.
back off a little bit here. They need to clear one minion, and they will be able to do so.
Lah,
Flicker forward.
salah tangkap.
Gets one catch. Revitalize comes out. Nora goes down. Unohana can be traded as well. It's a double kill.
Oh.
It's a full dive. Zendaya goes down. Vival finds a kill. Backs it up as well. Indonesia instantly picks up 3 members of Turkey A.
3 members taken down immediately by Indonesia. Great diving in composition coming in from them.
Salah
Despite
tangkap
however
tadi.
Team Turkey tried to defend
Kaliannya.
that mid turret. Alongside right here, we do see Team Indonesia getting more and more frisky to a point that Turkey could not defend themselves.
Gotta be a bit more careful there. It was initially good defense. Echo now in some trouble, but jumps into the minion wave to regen with the sustained Landshaker Raging Slash. Echo has the flicker just to get away. Echo
Wih,
still surviving
sayang
with the
kali flicker.
shield. Nora comes in from the side. So much effort just to take down this Lapu Lapu.
3 players come through, and even then, Shell able to take
sakitnya
down,
itu.
and now one more. Zendaya will be able to be shut down by Sini as well, and they will move away without any casualty in their hands.
Cine is an absolute monster on this Luna.
4.000 pemilihan gol.
5-0 already. The goal lead slowly adding up as time goes on, and Turkey losing their grasp over the map despite having a strong ganking combo. The rotations from Indonesia so far are very clean.
Very clean indeed, to a point that Team Turkey still couldn't find any answer for them to actually back off or even try to neutralize the situation. Now more and more turrets has already been shut down. Now they're getting into the second layer of the turret. Team Turkey trying to find a way for them to just stick around. 4 players. Wavebreaker will be open up for them to see every movement, but then they come through with Unohana.
Unohana jumps in first. Turkey A gonna realize, okay, there's more people there than expected, so we're not gonna full commit onto this,
Yeah.
especially with the turtle coming up. And a
Turtle
wave
ketiga.
pushing up top as well. Indonesia setting up the macro in their favor.
Yeah, the macro is quite clean. This Turkey
Ini nggak
Aurora
dapat
comes through with
nih.
the Wavebreaker.
Kenapa
Very
sendirian dia
completely
sini?
isolated. Beautiful play from Vival. Dodges the Kalea entirely. Gets a free turtle. Nora now in complete no man's land. But somehow still managing to buy time. The rest of Turkey A not able to back her up though. They're being zoned out in the mid lane. So after everything, the Kalea is actually out.
I mean, at least she did survive it out, even though she had to rotate the whole entire map just to actually move away from Team Indonesia. But kind of great zoning coming out from Team Indonesia, the fact that they were able to actually scatter around Team Turkey. And now, again, from time to time, the objective-wise still goes in the favor of Team Indonesia. They know for a fact now, with the gap, 5,000 economy-wise is in their hands. Itemization definitely built up for Team Indonesia compared to Team Turkey.
Team Turkey is gonna need to put in some work here to make up the difference. But again, they do have a late game scaling composition, which means if they're able to get a little bit more itemization in, they can still match up to Indonesia despite the goal difference. And we can see
Lama-lama
they're
covernya.
heavily hovering around Mieko. But they're
Lah, kena bayangannya dong.
jumps right in. Gets the kill on the Granger in the middle of
Lapu-lapunya
the
dapat juga itu.
entire team. And now Fumieko is looking for another flicker forward with the Raging Slash. And there goes
kemana
down
piginya
Nora,
udah
now
dikelilingi
isolated
tuh.
once again. And Indonesia is gonna make sure to chase her down this time.
No, Shell's gonna deny the movement. Yep, goes in for the Tsunami Slam, but Nora, unfortunately, will be tagged off by the 2 players. And again, she will be shut down immediately. Even if she did survive it out, but it's going to be a Sini's kill. But then again, they go in for Kujo as well as Unohana.
They're not able to find any more kills after that, but the damage is already lacking thanks to the
Sudah
missing
bol lagi.
piece that is Zendaya. Mid tier 2 will fall. Feather Destroy comes out once again, but here comes the Shadow Kill. Vival with the mega kill again. Mieko does not allow to survive.
13-2 skornya.
Allowed to even get into the baseline safely. That diving composition coming out from Vival with 402 KDA. No one can stop her at all. Previously, she was
Sudah,
using Lancelot.
7.000
Now
perbedaan
with the
gol di sana.
Hayabusa, she's doing such
Belum
a
lagi Lord.
great composition, such a great movement, as well as clean sweep
Brute
to a
force.
point that Team Turkey could not stop her.
Untuk
They
es
are the
nih.
micro
Kaliannya keliling itu.
Team Indonesia, the best women's MLBB team in the world for so long. And even though Team Turkey has so far been doing a good job trying to match up in terms of
Kaliannya
discipline,
nunggu
the
itu.
gap in
Nunggu
experience
Hayabusanya.
is starting to show itself.
Turkey again, yes, the gap-wise is getting more bigger, not just for
Kayak
the
misalnya
wise, the
agak-agak
kill-wise. Indonesia dominating 13 kills to 2 kills
ragu.
for Turkey. This
Eh,
shows
ketahuan
how
dong.
much this is a different, big different compared to the first round itself. And with the Lord coming in right now, this is going to be
Nggak ada
the
di
second
map pula.
one for the hands of Team Indonesia. They push out a lot of the minions from the bottom lane as well.
Nora jumps in, not gonna commit Tsunami Slam since that is going to be Vivian right there. Their attempted ambush on Vival did not work as well. I can see the really good presence of mind to check the bush with Pod Shadow first. And now Lord is going to be pushing in mid lane. 11 minutes in, it's a 9k goal lead. Fender Desperate comes out first. AOG forces the cancel straight away. Vivian is inside the base, still tanking up with the Revitalize. And Indonesia is full diving the tower. Tsunami Slam not able to do anything. Nora has to flicker away. The tower just goes down. And Indonesia, their advance cannot be stopped. They are steamrolling their way into the base of Team Turkey A. But they've run out of minions. The Lord will eventually fall. They'll go for another tower down bottom. Indonesia, this is where they made the mistake previously. Do they still want to force the engage?
Oh, but Kujo also trying to make sure that Team Indonesia does not go in. They try to go in for out Nora. Federer at the open.
Looks like they'll be able to get away from that one, but Indonesia hasn't given up just yet. They want one more tower. The final inhibitor standing for Team Turkey A. Ogi Shadow kill once again. Not going to be used this time, actually. Vival just zoning. And now the base of Team Turkey A is completely empty.
Empty, open for the side of Indonesia to end it all off if they can do it with this second lot. First lot was doing well just to break the whole entire inhibitor turrets. And even so, we do need to give a little bit of credit for Turkey because the defense-wise coming up from them was just great. Just still not enough for them to make sure that Team Indonesia doesn't fall down all of the turrets that is already in their baseline. The question is, can Turkey make something right here?
This is a fairly snowball-heavy meta, and as we can see, Turkey A is super far behind in terms of farm. It's already a 10k gold lead, and their late game scaling is nowhere close to coming online. This could already be a GG situation.
Turkey losing much of their momentum from the first game itself. And looking from how they were trying to actually control the positioning, and I know for a fact that we were hoping for Nora. Nora keep on trying to actually initiate, get the wave breaker. Tsunami Slam tried to actually steal away Team Indonesia into the hands to make sure that they have a really good team fight. Ended up, the favorite comes in for Team Indonesia to just negate every single positioning. That's the Purify comes in from Shell itself, because no matter how much they decide to steal away anyone from the Team Indonesia, they will definitely neutralize it immediately now. This is gonna be the second law.
That's the experience of this team showing itself. You can see the Conceal just opening up the area around the river so quickly, and then instantly transitioning to basically a Lord for Viva.
And the fact that, again, this is going to be maybe the last march that will be done by Team Indonesia. If Team Turkey does not pull out every single stunt they have under their sleeve to guard out that crystal. So far, they are sticking up for themselves right here inside the grass, because they knew for a fact that maybe there's a possibility they might be able to do a surprise attack. But again, look at how Vivian, she's just opening every single grass, every single moment to make sure that Team Turkey cannot do a surprise attack.
Team Turkey cannot let the dapat itu. Landshaker forces the flicker. Still not able to escape. Goes down. The Granger's already out of the equation. The Lord is on the crystals. Then he's godlike.
Bisa lari Granger.
Diving all the way through. It's a
Maniac
kill.
from Chini.
For City.
And that